Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It is the 23rd of November today, and we're going to be looking at ZCash trading against Bitcoin over 1 hour candles. This is sort of following on from Stellar Lumens that we looked at a couple of days ago, just keeping up and seeing what's happening with the coins that are yet to be listed on Coinbase. So the next one's obviously got ZCash, and then obviously the last one to look at is now ADA, so we'll have a look at that tomorrow. The ZCash market has been sort of very similar to the rest of the market. It's been stuck in this sort of bearish decline since in the last week, since sort of the 20th of November. Been tracking now pretty well inside this falling wedge shape here. We've got very clear downtrending resistance and support areas here. Today we tested that support and successfully recovered from it. Obviously we're in a oversold region according to the Bollinger Band here. Obviously the price action had passed outside of the lower Bollinger Band. The 12 MA at the time was below the 26 MA. We're obviously well below the signal line as well. And on the Williams percentage R, we're also out into the channel in the oversold region. So all three indicators combined gave us a very good idea that we're actually oversold, and so naturally the price was able to recover off that. But right now, as you can see, we've had long wicks on top of these candles recently, particularly in the last 5 hours, as selling pressure is starting to increase again. There has been a lot of pushback from the bulls, and you can see just there, obviously we've had a spike up literally in the last few seconds, as we're sort of trying to consolidate and push off this bottom here around 0.0176 BTC. Indicators are looking fairly promising actually, and if this green candle continues and we're actually able to close here in the next sort of 20 minutes, then it should be looking fairly good. We've obviously got nearly a bullish convergence. In fact, we actually, with that last green candle push, we've actually just met now. So the 12 MA is now met with the 26 MA. So if we have we can see the very early signs of a buying candle appearing on top of the histogram. So maybe this may be the start of a small bullish run right now. Obviously our over 1 hour candles, so it's not a very strong indication of a strong uptrend, but yeah, we have entered back into the channel now on the Williams percentage R. If we look at a few other ones, so look at the Chaikin money flow indicator to get an idea of buying pressure, and we'll look at the relative strength index as well. So we can see here that it's kind of a similar story. So the RSI now, we weren't in the oversold region in the RSI, but we have started to spike back up into the middle of the channel now. The Chaikin money flow indicator is kind of oscillating a bit sideways, so there's not really obviously a clear indication of buying and selling pressure, which one is winning right now. It seems to sort of be meandering along this level of sort of 0.316. So it just looks like the market's just generally, there's just a small amount of buyers and sellers going on right now, not a real great deal of activity. Clearly not enough to show a favourable win between the bears or the bulls. But either way, I'd like to see it pass over this sort of central MA on the Bollinger Band. It may even run into this strong resistance, sort of overlapping resistances here between the 0.01 BTC level and this downtrending resistance level from the falling wedge. This would be a very strong area to overcome. So we'd expect it to sort of rebound off this and continue down inside this pattern until we reach a bottom where bulls are able to then capitalize, or if we're, Coinbase announces a listing, that would obviously generate a huge amount of bullish interest, like we saw with Basic Attention Token a little while ago. Some general things in the news to get sort of a little bit excited about, I guess. There's been new support from Magnum's crypto wallet, so they've now listed ZCash there, and also Blockport Exchange has also now listed ZCash as well. So there's a few things going on, not massive. Obviously the Sapling network upgrade came out last month. That was a huge keystone achievement for those guys, but at the moment now, all eyes are on that Coinbase listing and which coin out of the three will be listed next. And right now, I think that's the only thing that can really save these altcoins in the current market. Bitcoin, we'll just have a quick look at Bitcoin. Just have a little look at that. I won't go into too much detail, but basically we've now fallen into this support region, which is the range that we fell into way back in. So we're now back into this range here that we fell into through August and October. So this was a strong resistance in October. We then passed through that, found support in here through September, and then through October we oscillated quite tightly inside this range, finding both resistance and support before pushing on into the big November rally that we had. So right now we're now back in that range, and that's the lowest range I've actually drawn for BTC. From there we'll have to reevaluate where we could go. This is kind of looking like the most promising sort of line. something like that. It's a pretty generic line, but it's around the $4,000 mark, and then something down the bottom around 3,600. So that seems to be potentially the next lower support range if we continue falling. And obviously, looking at the indicators, you can see that we're well oversold on the RSI and the one-day RSI. Same thing on the Chaikin money flow indicator, you know, and on the Bollinger Bands we're well oversold. So this kind of market manipulation or whatever's going on right now is just continuing to drive the asset well below its sort of natural price point. You know, usually when anything enters into the oversold region, we expect it to snap back up. You know, even if we briefly pass into it. So as you can see, we've never really been in the one-day oversold region before, and look how deep we are into it now. So that just gives you an idea of how strong the bear market is right now. You know, especially compared to some of the other bear markets we've had, where they were particularly bad. None of them have actually ever really managed to successfully break into this oversold region. So, not looking particularly good for the wider crypto market. But hopefully the Coinbase listing will be able to generate some, you know, serious bullish support out of this. That's if obviously all the hands haven't been shaken out and everyone's sold off already. But yeah, it's looking kind of promising. I'm expecting it to find resistance here, but until then we've obviously still got a few percent to rise. Got a couple percent before we hit that resistance, and then from there we're potentially going to unravel the way down. The main sort of support for ZCash at the moment appears to be the 0.017 BTC line. That's kind of like a psychological support level. Going back all the way to earlier on in this year, it was a strong support for ZCash, and so we're hoping that it will provide some foothold for the bulls, so that when the asset does crash, if it does crash even further, they may be able to find support and do something from here. Alternatively, we've got a weaker support at the 0.0172 BTC line here, which might catch the asset if it falls through its current support. So yeah, so looking bearish in the short term, waiting for the Coinbase listing to really generate some bullish support. Haven't really had a great deal of news come out for them recently that's going to give them any sort of edge in this market. We're obviously still waiting for Bitcoin to establish a clear bottom and for the market to begin recovering some of the ground it's unraveled in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, guys, check out the full TA at cryptovest.com. Drop me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about this particular asset, and please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.